Hi, everyone. Welcome to Big Apple Mountain Tarot. I'm your host, Mike Rusnak.
And I'm the other host, Everest Hall. Today, we're very excited to talk about a quite rare and exciting new moon. It's the second new moon in Aries, and there's going to be an eclipse.
Yes, it's starting out our eclipse season for this year.
Yes.
And it is a hybrid eclipse, which is really rare. There's only one every 10 years.
Okay.
And it's a combination of partial and total and annular with the ring of fire. So this eclipse is going to be visible in the southern hemisphere, in Australia, Indonesia,
Papua New Guinea,
Mm-hmm.
Barrow Islands. It's not viewed by most of the world, but it's going to affect us all in a really important...
Especially the cardinal signs. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. No one's safe this year with our eclipses, though. This will be followed in 2 weeks by a lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio.
Yes.
Aries and Scorpio are both ruled by Mars.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And where is Mars? Mars is in Cancer.
Another water sign.
Right.
And with Mars in Cancer, it is leaving us feeling quite maybe defensive about our tribe, our chosen family, the people that we love and hold dear to us. Maybe we feel a little bit like not so much a warrior energy, but maybe a vulnerability and a defensiveness at this time.
And Cancer had Lilith in it previously, which kind of beat up Cancer a little bit. And so there's that like bruised happening in our home and our love and our kind of compassion sector.
We just want everyone to be okay.
We just want everyone to win and be happy. So Aries, which is ruled by Mars, as we said.
Yeah, second new moon in Aries, which is really, that's really rare. And with our full moon a couple of weeks ago happening in the sign of Libra, okay,
legal.
Yeah, legal. There's no shortage of examples of our legal full moon action coming down. If you look at the news, which I don't advise it.
Oh, I do. Yeah, there's crazy legal stuff happening. There's the ex-president. There's the Supreme
with
Court.
60 or 70 cases against him. Yeah, Clarence Thomas. There's
the abortion pill.
Yeah,
there's a lot of legal action going on.
And there's no shortage of reference to look at and say, what do I believe? Okay, this is what's happening. How does this square with me?
Right.
Yeah.
And okay, so so Aries is all about the self. It rules top of the head. It's a seed coming out of the ground. It's not a self-conscious energy. It's like a go, get it
it's
energy.
It's not so sensitive.
No, it's not. It's this has to happen. This is that initial fire, that initial force. The way I see this double new moon in Aries happening is we've gone through this big period of change since 2020. And the lessons that we've learned have been gestating, and we've been learning them. And now we got this kind of like second, like hammering of this idea that we're new, that it's the future, and that our personal responsibilities are quite profound right now. And that we have a...
This is asking us, who are we today? Not who have we been. Not who have we been. If we look back maybe 3 years... the things that bothered us 3 years ago might not even come close to touching us today. No. We might be a completely different person. And if so, congratulations. We're evolving and we're moving into the future.
I think that's amazing, Mike.
Yeah.
No, like when you said that, I'm like, oh my God, like really, like seriously, the things that
used to get to me, that made me jealous, made me insecure, all these negative emotions, they don't even seem to be a part of the soup today. Yeah.
It's almost, well, it is that we are new people in a new territory, in a new paradigm. And this double Aries new moon just kind of like really hammers that.
It's a real exclamation point. Bingo. To really get secure with who we are and know who we are.
Yeah.
And you ever ask someone, how are you doing? And they say, well, I'm taking care of my mother. She's sick, and I got to drop off my son at soccer practice, and I got to do the da 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 for other people.
How are you?
That's not you.
That's your duties. That's your
yeah
responsibilities. That's not how are you doing.
So this is about planting seeds of intention for who we are, who we know we are, what we want to be. And it's also a preview of what our world will look like when our North Node moves into the sign of Aries in July 17th. The head of the dragon moves into the sign of Aries, and the tail moves into the sign of Libra for 18 months. So this is just a preview of
who we are going to be. Mm-hmm. And, I got to say, I've really learned a lot about Mars talking to you and spending time.
Speaking with me. Yeah.
And spending time, out here in the desert. Because I really understood Mars to be like a fighting, a more violent, a more embattled energy. Where now that I've had some time away from an urban life and kind of living out here in the country, it's really
it's like a quiet fuel.
Yeah, it's that that eternal flame that kind of fires everything up and engages.
Ooh.
Right? It's not violence, but it's that internal flame. It's the Bunsen burner.
At the time of this eclipse, also. Okay, so let's talk about the numbers.
All right, let's get serious.
The sun and the moon will be at 29 degrees Aries. And along with that, we have Jupiter at 23 degrees of Aries too. And it's rare to have Jupiter next to the sun and the moon while this is happening.
Jupiter's expansive.
Jupiter also represents
legal
matters in the sign of Sagittarius, right? Yeah, it's expansive. It's very positive. It's the great benefic. So this is a great lucky moon. And also, we have Chiron at 16 degrees of Aries, and that is an asteroid representing the wounded healer. So this is very much about healing ourselves through healing others, through being there for others.
And once again, looking back on who we were and who we are now, and what wounds that we had, and the lessons we've been learning through that.
Yeah.
Pluto is at 0 degrees Aquarius, which is the degree that the Great Conjunction happened in 2020, December 21st, 2020, where this all started. This all kind of began there. And it really, to me, it harkens back to like that beginning and what's been exposed over the past 3 and change years. And now that you have like this junk drawer full of hurt and wound and knowledge and secret knowledge, what do you do with these things?
How do we use our pain? How do we process our pain? And this will be very handy coming up to our Scorpio full moon eclipse too. What do we do with the toxicity of our pain? What is the lesson of that too?
Yeah.
Why do they exist? What are they for?
Yes.
How do we learn from them? Do we turn around and try to exact revenge? Hopefully not.
Unfortunately, that isn't the point.
What's that?
Unfortunately, as far as I'm concerned, that's not the point. Revenge, and like to have karmic law for the sake of personal vendettas, it only produces more pain and more
and it keeps reverberating. Yeah, it keeps reverberating. Keeps cycling around and coming back and reverberating.
So once again, Mars is not there to destroy your enemies, but to fuel our spirits, our compassions.
Yeah, to fuel our compassion.
God, so this is a hard lesson.
This is a very sensitive time we're in, with Mars in Cancer. Also, Venus is in Gemini. Venus is lovely in Gemini.
I love that.
So we might be feeling and even expressing a lot of feelings of love, but it's squaring up to Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn is that daddy planet telling us to go to bed, get real, straighten up, make something, stop dreaming. Yeah.
Be realistic.
Yeah. So it's a very sensitized time where we're not sure who exactly we can trust. But luckily, we have Aries ourselves. So that's the lesson of this this moon.
Right.
Go back to ourselves. Look at our values. See where they are. See where we are secure on our timeline.
Yeah, and looking and seeing and realizing that there is a new timeline and that it's a new world and that you've got responsibilities to yourself and your larger community
And we're not
in this new
here
world.
to unconsciously relive pain,
No,
trauma,
no.
cycle over and
There's
over.
no time for nostalgia.
It's time to level up. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a brand new, and you're new. Maybe people want to change their names to something else. That might be a kind of good time for this. I thought about changing my name a long time ago, but I just really feel attached to Everest. But I've gone on a tangent.
Yeah. We'll cut this out. So with this, let's maybe look at tarot.
Let's look at the tarot. I love this.
Okay.
We are back with the tarot cards. We're going to pull one card for each sign, and we're going to kind of focus on that Aries self and like what message tarot has for everybody out there for your Aries self and how this eclipse is going to be affecting you. Once again, it's a really important rare eclipse, and Jupiter is there.
There's only one of these every 10 years, one of these hybrid eclipses, which is a combination of partial and total and annular with the ring of fire. So it's very cool. Yeah, so what are the messages for everyone for this eclipse? And during the eclipse, we have a realization, and then it gets eclipsed out, and then we move on with something new. Something new begins for us at this time.
Okay, so we're going to start with...
Let's start with
Aries.
First goes first.
Okay.
The Queen of Swords.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a sharp idea, and it's justice, definitely. And it's very soft.
What was cloudy, what was hidden in the clouds is coming into realization. Swords are about thoughts. So there is a real new important thought. This also has to do a lot with justice and karmic justice, and perhaps there's a realization.
For one and all, and there can't be two separate systems for different classes of people.
No, there can't. Okay.
It has to work for everyone.
Okay,
Taurus.
All right. So we have the Fool. The Fool is a 0 card. There is a new beginning happening here. Now, the eclipse is going to be right on the edge of Taurus. So this is, involving you guys really strongly as well.
Fresh new perspective.
Fearlessness.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Try to throw your fear over your shoulder and just say, I can't fear anymore. I can't. I must move.
Tauruses can be kind of conservative.
Yeah.
So drop it and just jump.
And we're at the end of our eclipse season for Tauruses and Scorpio.
Yes.
So it is time for something new for you.
Yes.
Gemini.
All right, Gemini. Yeah, this seems like a Gemini I know.
Ouch.
Ouch. It's an end of a cycle. There is 10 of wands here. Wands represent fire. They represent passions. They are...
Venus is in Gemini and is very passionate in Gemini, but maybe there are too many feelings, many, a little bit too much.
This guy is burdened by the way he's carrying this enormous load. If he were to set it down...
And just reorganize everything.
Reorganize his passions and figure out a different way of carrying it to town. There's a little town here. He would do really well. So time for a reassessment of your passions. You might be burdened by them.
Now Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. So we have Queen of Pentacles. She is nurturing. She is very supportive and motherly in her values, financial, but also our personal values, our societal values. I love this card. And if you see right there, she's just kind of like caring for it. Okay, Cancer.
Uh-oh, I'm nervous.
Leo.
Leo.
Ooh. Okay.
The Magician. The Alchemist.
See, you're wearing yellow, Mike.
Yeah, and that's transforming shit into gold. Transforming pain into knowledge, joy, love.
Using all the tools of the tarot to transform.
And we cannot have our good days without our shitty days.
It's true.
You know?
Okay, so now we are Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Virgo, we have charity.
The Six of Pentacles.
We have the exchange of money. We have here, we got our little kind of scale, our legal scale there. How do we ask for help and how do we give help?
Do you give help with strings? Do you give it freely?
Yeah. Yeah, and this
Do
side...
you know how to ask for help for yourself?
Yeah. And, well, Virgo is very much about service to others. Service to others by...
That's all they... That's what they want.
By the finding the minutia.
Yeah. The details. Okay, Scorpio.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Libra. The Ten of Cups, which, right?
Now, this is a really interesting one because at its face, it is the happy family getting exactly what they want.
The completion of a cycle, because it's 10.
It's a 10.
Right?
Cups are emotions. So you can imagine the happy family getting what they want, but it could also be the performance of happiness and everything in between that. As you see, it almost looks like there's a theatrical screen.
It looks like a stage.
Yeah, and that they're performing this act of joyous happiness. And, you know, we've had a lot of realizations over the past few years and a lot of hidden truths that are coming up. And where are we performing happiness and who are we doing that for? Who's the audience that is witnessing this suburban joy? Scorpio. Crossroads.
Yeah, here's that lunar eclipse coming up.
Yeah.
Where we're not quite sure how to transform, how to process our toxicity, our poisons, what we need to expel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And holding that tension, you know, these two ideas that we can't really let go of. Not quite sure how to move.
Yeah, it takes some time here to realize the right way to go. There's a passiveness, a waiting as we decide which route to take.
If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. That's Rush.
That is Rush. Okay. Yeah. So I think for Scorpio, you guys all see things clearer. Yeah. Next month. Now we are Sagittarius. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I was waiting for one of these cards to come up. Five of Swords. This is an aggressive card. Yeah. We have this fellow here who is disarming his foes, but he's not disarming them very well. He's taking 3 swords away and leaving 2. So we can imagine that
they could return and pick up the 2 swords and the battle goes on. And there's a feeling of loose ends not being tied up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's almost like a little kind of cockiness with this action on, you know, and once again, we're talking about like our karmic responsibility to others and how we treat others and how we're treated. And do we identify with this guy or these 2 defeated fellows over there?
Bring that love in, Sagittarians.
Yeah. Capricorn. Okay. So we have our hardworking Capricornians.
9 of Wands.
Yeah, this is kind of like the
almost the completion of a cycle. This is maybe they've been burning it at both ends, which Of course, Capricorns do.
Yeah, and this one, a lot of tarot readers call this card the guardrails. And it's when you're working so hard, you can get kind of blinded by your craft and your passions, and you kind of lose sight of everybody else.
You lose sight of the humanity because you're achieving and you're getting, you're crossing off your to-do list.
Right.
Yeah.
But
the humanity gets left.
Yeah, the humanity gets left. This is all action kind of getting burnt out through action.
And when you're spending time not being grounded in your humanity, then when it's time to do that, you feel weakened.
Yeah.
It's like really uncomfortable to even go there.
Yeah, and there's an emotional responsibility to everybody else. It's not all about your passion.
Lengthen your vacations.
Capricorn. Don't take yourself so seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. Aquarius.
There's Pluto in Aquarius for you. Yeah.
Death. Okay. Not literal death, but transformation. The ultimate transformation. We have our death in a suit of armor on a white horse, laying waste, to what was old, bringing forth new possibilities, a new future. I'm going to say it again: futurism. The past is dead. We have a responsibility to ourselves being in a new paradigm.
It reminds me of the grass fire we had here. And now, a few weeks ago, it's so green.
Yeah, exactly.
Just that fire just cleaned the dead grass, and now it's just green. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we live in a prairie area, and grass fires are a major concern. And it took like a minute for the whole field to burn up. It was crazy. Unreal. And now it's all green and verdant, and it's true. Like it burns, what's not needed.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have Pisces.
Last but not least.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles.
Where is Saturn?
Saturn is in Pisces.
Yeah.
So Saturn is in Pisces saying, stop your dreaming and make something real.
Right.
Saturn will be there for 3 years.
I'm so excited by this.
And as Saturn moves closer and closer to Neptune, which is in Pisces too, it will collapse a lot of the illusion, the bubble, the dreaminess, the conspiracies,
the lies.
A lot of the lies, a lot of the confusion. People just won't have the bandwidth for it anymore.
No.
Thankfully.
And so as you see, this figure is on a horse. He's kind of waiting for a message. He's paused.
His field has been plowed and it's ready.
It's ready.
They're just waiting.
Just waiting for the structure.
Mm-hmm. So I hope that...
I think that's really exciting.
I hope that helps everybody. I hope it's a message that you've wanted to hear or needed to hear.
Right.
And remember to set your intention for this...
Futurism.
Yeah, for this new moon eclipse.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye, everybody.